Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and the Merciful. Let's take a look at today's main headlines. Free Muslim Association's message on UN's International Day for countering hate speech. Holy Karbala-based Misbah al-Hussein Foundation launches its annual Grand Sacrifice project. Uyghur Muslims denied Eid celebration amid Xinjiang crackdown. Only 16% of UN Sustainable Development Goals on track for 2030, UN report reveals. Assalamu alaikum dear viewers, this is Hussein Jawad and watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3 in London. In celebration of the United Nations International Day for Countering Hate Speech observed on 18th of June, the Free Muslim Association, a global anti-violence organization, has stressed the importance of combating all forms of hate speech and promoting the principles of tolerance and peaceful coexistence. In a statement received by Shia Waves agency, the organization emphasized that this day represents a crucial opportunity to intensify efforts aimed at combating hate and violence based on sectarian or racial backgrounds. It reiterated its commitment to fostering and disseminating values of tolerance and rejecting violence among people of all races, intellectual affiliations, cultures, and religions through direct communications and media platforms. Free Muslim affirmed the necessity of dedicating the principles of shared living, national responsibility, and enhancing understanding among people in the face of entities that spread hatred and incite violence due to natural human differences. The Holy Karbala-based Misbah al-Hussein Foundation for Relief and Development, one of the humanitarian organizations affiliated to the Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, began its annual Grand Sacrifice project by slaughtering sacrificial sheep with the intention of the safety and protection of the awaited Imam al-Mahdi. May Allah Almighty hasten his honorable reappearance. The foundation's director told Shia Waves agency that the project was launched in cooperation with Imam Hussein Media Group and Imam Hussein Charity, adding that the rituals of slaughtering sacrifices of sheep, cattle, camels and cows were carried out in the morning of the first day of Eid al-Adha, with their meat distributed to poor and needy families in Holy Karbala and various Iraqi provinces and other countries. The director pointed out that this charitable sacrifice project is being held for the 7th consecutive year under the direct guidance of the Supreme Religious Authority, Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein Shirazi, who repeatedly emphasizes the importance of carrying out such things for the needy families. As Muslims around the world celebrate the Eid al-Adha holiday, the Center of Uyghur Studies has accused the Chinese government of intensifying its suppression of Islamic practices in the Xinjiang region. The center stated that Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang have been denied the right to observe this important occasion due to severe restrictions imposed by Chinese authorities since 2017. Under current policies, the center alleges that the Chinese authorities have criminalized Islamic practices and banned religious festivals like Eid al-Adha. This is part of what the center describes as a genocide targeting Uyghur and other Muslim minority populations in the region. The Chinese government has consistently denied allegations of human rights abuses, claiming its policies are necessary measures against separatism and terrorism. However, international scrutiny and condemnation have grown with calls for independent investigations into the situation. Let's remind our respected viewers of today's headlines. Free Muslim Association's message on UN's International Day for countering hate speech. Holy Karbala-based Misbah al-Hussein Foundation launches its annual Grand Sacrifice project. Uyghur Muslims denied Eid celebration amid Xinjiang crackdown. Also, tonight, severe water crisis hits war-ravaged Sudan amid soaring temperatures. The report by the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network, released on Monday 17th of June, highlights that none of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are on track to be fully achieved by 2030, confirming that if current trends persist, only 16% of these goals will meet the set standards by the deadline. The report underscores significant disparities in progress toward sustainable development across different regions of the world. Northern European countries emerge as leaders, with Finland, Sweden, Denmark occupying the top 3 positions. Italy, meanwhile, ranks 23rd in its efforts to achieve the SDGs, while the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, show a positive trend of improvement. The gap between the most developed and poorest states continue to widen. Remarkably, East and South Asia have made the most substantial progress in achieving the SDGs since 2015. More than 100 scientists and global experts collaborated on this comprehensive report, which outlines 5 strategic priorities for reforming the United Nations to better meet 21st century challenges, including addressing funding gaps for sustainable development policies. And now we continue with short news. A freight train collided with the rear of stationary passenger train in West Bengal, India, on Monday, resulting in a deadly accident. The officials confirmed that the crash killed at least 15 people and injured dozens more. Rescue teams worked to free one carriage that had been swept upwards and lodged on the freight train. Railway authorities blamed the accident on driver error, stating the freight train driver disregarded a signal. The deadly collision comes just over a year after another major rail crash in the neighbouring state of Odisha that claimed over 280 lives. In a move to ensure security, authorities in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province have banned Afghan refugees from entering the provincial capital, Peshawar, during the religious occasions of Eid al-Adha and Muharram. Capital City Police Chief Qasim Ali Khan stated that the entry ban was imposed to maintain safety during these festivals. Police will also conduct security audits of sensitive locations and places of worship. Pakistan has escalated the forced deportation of Afghan refugees, raising concerns amid the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. In a close vote, the EU has passed a landmark law to protect and restore nature across its member states. The Nature Restoration Law sets a new target to revive at least 20% of the EU's land and sea by 2030, a move seen as crucial to tackling the global biodiversity crisis. The vote was nearly torpedoed due to fierce opposition from some member states concerned about the law's costs and administrative burdens. However, a last-minute change of heart by Austria's Green Climate Minister proved a pivotal role despite sparking a public dispute with the country's Chancellor. A global study indicates that more people are avoiding news, finding it depressing, relentless, and dull. The Reuters Institute at Oxford University reported that nearly 40% of people globally now often or occasionally avoid the news, up to 29% in 2017. The authors suggest that conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East may be factors in this trend. This shift occurs as billions worldwide participate in national and regional elections, which have spurred interest in news in some countries, including the United States. The study also found that women and younger people are more likely to feel overwhelmed by the news. Additionally, traditional news sources like TV and print have seen a significant decline over the past decade, with younger audiences increasingly turning to online platforms and social media for their news. Extreme temperatures are sweeping across the Northern Hemisphere, with the United States, Europe and Asia experiencing deadly heat waves and wildfires. The US South is bracing for another heat wave, and the National Weather Service expects some areas to set new daily records, the source mentioned. In Saudi Arabia, at least 14 Eid al-Adha pilgrims died of heat stroke as temperatures reached 116 Fahrenheit approximately 47 degrees. Cyprus has also seen record highs, leading to heat-related deaths and wildfires. Experts recommend staying hydrated, wearing loose clothing, and seeking air-conditioned spaces to survive the searing conditions. News report revealed that war, climate change, and man-made shortages have pushed Sudan, a country already beset by numerous hardships, into a severe water crisis. In the sweltering heat, with temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 65,000 residents of the Sortoni displacement camp endure the impacts of the conflict between Sudan's army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces between April 2023 and March 2024. Nearly 11,000 cholera cases were recorded by the Health Ministry. Cholera, typically endemic in Sudan, has now become a persistent year-round issue, according to the reports. This outbreak coincides with the closure of most of Sudan's hospitals, and the United States has issued a warning that without urgent intervention, a famine of historic global proportions could occur. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our dear viewers of today's headlines. Free Muslim Association's message on UN's International Day for Countering Hate Speech. Holy Karbala-based Misbah al-Hussein Foundation launches its annual Grand Sacrifice Project. UK Muslims denied Eid celebration amid Xinjiang crackdown. Only 16% of UN Sustainable Development Goals on track for 2030, UN report reveals. Severe water crisis hits war-ravaged Sudan amid soaring temperatures. You can view the latest news on our Shia Waves website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you very much for watching. We pray to Allah Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the mass of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ali and her 3 children live in this, I could literally say, 3 by 2 meter room. It is morning, afternoons, evenings, her day off.